Hi, friends. Today I am going to tell you about two books which are must read books that you should read if you wish to become successful in life and if you have the burning desire to grow rich in life along with being successful. So, the very first book is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, which was written in 1937 and promoted as a personal development and self improvement book. Now, let me tell you, this is still the bestseller book till now since last so many years, and a lot of rich people have actually read this book and derived a lot of motivation from this particular book. So, this book is, as I have told you, written by Napoleon Hill, and this book talks about how to grow rich, how to become rich in your life. It is about powers of mind that can help you achieve your goals in your life. It is a highly effective book for those who deeply desire to become rich in their life. It has real life examples from great people in history like Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, etc. Right? So this book actually tells you about a secret of becoming rich, but Napoleon Hill is not giving you this particular secret to become rich directly in the book, but it is hidden in each and every chapter. And he says those who really have the burning desire to grow rich will themselves find that secret hidden in this book to grow rich, to become rich. And this is the reason he has not explicitly mentioned that secret a trick to become rich, but it is hidden, or it is behind the lines, or it can be identified by people who really desire to become rich in their life. So, this book, if I talk about as a whole, is since lost so many years, this is still the best selling book in the market, and a lot of people have already read this book and derived lots and lots of inspiration from this particular book. So, this is a must read book. It's a landmark in the book of bestsellers, which is now available in the revised and updated edition of 21st century. So basically, if you will go through this book, if you will read this book, you will really understand the secrets of a successful life, or to become rich in your life. So this particular book is a thought provoking book, and over 15 million copies have already been sold worldwide of this particular book. So you can make out that if 15 million copies were already sold of this particular book, how good this book must be. And some very rich people, they have this book already on their shelves, and they suggest this book to other people, also to youngsters specifically. Now, the second book which I am going to talk about is again written by Napoleon Hill, which is The Law of Success. Now, The Law of Success is actually termed as a book of modern motivation. Okay, this book is really going to help the youngsters to derive motivation and to be successful in their lives. Now, Napoleon Hill basically has written both these books, who is an author born in Virginia. And he became the America's most famous motivational authors, right, with this book on the list of top books which he has written, specifically these two books, Think and Grow Rich and The Law of Success. So, this particular book, The Law of Success, is actually termed as the foundation of modern motivation. It is divided into 16 lessons, which is the juice, the extract of the learnings of Napoleon Hill from various interviews, talks, interactions with most successful people, including lawyers, doctors, leaders, politicians, etc. And it was around more than 500 people that he has interviewed, interacted with before coming up with this particular book. So, he came up with this book which teaches you the common traits to be successful in life, how you can become successful. So each and every chapter, like the 16 lessons of this book, in each and every lesson of this book you will find a real motivation. Now, I'm not going to talk about this particular book in a detail right now, but yes, I'm going to pick up the summary and my detailed review of both these books in my upcoming vlogs. So keep connected with me if you really want to know the insights of these two books and the summary of these two books. Now, when I talk about being rich, and when I talk about, or when I suggest you these two books, The Law of Success and How to Become Rich, through this particular book, reading this book, Think and Grow Rich, when I'm suggesting these two books to you, I really wish to discuss what is your understanding of being successful in life. Is it just becoming rich, just having lots and lots of money, or it is beyond having money? So it is my moral duty to tell you, when I suggest these two books or any book on becoming successful and becoming rich, to define you uh, this particular word, success and being rich. So, before we talk about or define what is success in life, or whom do we consider as successful people or rich people, I want you to focus on these case studies. So, case study number one, um, it says, listen carefully, and you have to reflect on this case study and tell me what is your understanding and who you will consider as a successful person in this case study. So, there is a man A, who enters his palace like a huge house in his Mercedes, and he is entering that particular house with all those guards and the bodyguards with him, carrying rifles, and a very very luxurious life, like a kind of a very big house. So his Mercedes or his Lamborghini maybe enters this particular house. The gates open up into a house which is near to paradise, with a huge backyard, a huge garden, a huge swimming pool, big rooms, big dining room, uh, a lavish bedroom, living room, with all modern amenities inside that house. So, this particular person enters his palace with great pride. On the other hand, now we'll shift our focus to a beggar who is sitting just outside of his palace besides the road, and he is begging for money and food for his survival. Now, if I ask you a question, who do you consider as a successful and a rich person? What will be your answer? Of course, no doubt your answer will be, of course, person A, man A, the person who's entering his palace is the most successful person and a rich person, and not that beggar who's begging for money. He cannot even earn his own bread all by himself. Now, let's change the lenses through which we see this world. And if I slightly change the description of this whole case study, now that man who is entering his lavish house sees this beggar begging for money and food, pleading him to lend few pennies so that he can fill his tummy, he can fill his stomach. This man ignores that beggar on the roadside outside of his palace and enters with great pride into his house, without even telling any of those guards to go and help that man out just by giving few pennies. No, nothing of that sort. On the other hand, the beggar who is sitting outside of his big palace is having his lunch, and he takes out a loaf of bread, a slice of bread, to fill his stomach. At the very same time, a hungry dog just comes near him and stands beside him, staring at him helplessly. The beggar gives away his piece of bread to that dog and fills his stomach rather than eating that slice of bread in a selfish manner. Selflessly, he gives away that lost piece of bread to that dog. Now, according to you, who is the most successful person out of the two, the beggar or that man? So, this is something which is really, really thought provoking. How do we define success? How do we consider what success is all about? Alright, now my second case for you. A man living in a very small house, working as a laborer in a glass factory. Day and night, he is working very hard to earn his bread. His financial condition is very bad. He is living in very downtrodden conditions, less food, less money, uh, no luxuries, no amenities in life. He's just able to survive with his family by earning bread for 2 times a day. On the other hand, there is this owner of the factory who owns this factory, whose turnover is 1 crore in a year, who has given employment to so many people. Now, if I ask the same question to you, who do you consider to be more successful in life? But of course, ask any person belonging to any caste, creed, any religion. That person will say, of course, it's common sense. The person who owns that factory is the most successful person and the richest person in his life, not the man who is working in his factory. Now, let's change the way we look at success and let's consider and go beyond this factory. After his work hours, this worker in the glass factory goes back to his house, takes care of his parents like a slave, helps them eat food, go around for a walk with them, and he helps those old parents to wear a smile on their face each day, even after he is so tired of the day's work. He spends that time with his parents to bring about a smile on their face. On the other hand, this owner of the factory, he hangs out with his friends, party with his friends after his day's work. So, who is more successful according to you in these two case studies? एक केस स्टडी में एक बेगर है एक तरफ जिसके सो वो बेगर आपके लिए ज़्यादा सक्सेसफुल पर्सन है या वो रिच पर्सन जो अपने लाविश बंगलो में रहता है द नेक्स्ट केस स्टडी हु इज़ मोर सक्सेसफुल हु विल यू कंसिडर more successful as a person, a man who is serving his old parents, giving time to them, taking care of them all by himself, or the man who owns the factory but he is spending time outside of the house, hanging out with friends, etc. So, friends, the definition of success and being rich is very different for different people. Some might consider people who have money and a lavish life as more successful, but the real success is the success wherein you hold yourself as a great human being who helps people if he has money, who thinks about other people, is more successful. And that person is not just successful but a hero and a real motivation to other people. So, there are definitions of success. One success is for dunya, which is earning money, name, fame. So, that success is the success you earn for dunya, and the other success that you earn is for dunya, is for life, and even for akhirah, which is life after death. So remember, again, I will suggest these two books to you. These are lovely books, great books. Please do read these two books because you will find some very beautiful quotes, some very beautiful things and strategies, tricks to become rich in the life, in your life, and to become successful in your life. Okay, and you will also learn a lot of things as to what success is all about. So I again suggest these two books to you which you should have on your shelf, which is Think and Grow Rich and The Law of Success by Napoleon Hill. Lovely books, great books. Please do read these two books and you will never regret spending time reading these two books. Each and every page will motivate you and will give you loads and loads of knowledge. So enjoy reading these two books. In my upcoming vlogs, I will come up with the review and summary of these two books and we'll be talking about the insights of these two books. Thank you and bye till then. Enjoy reading these two books. Thank you.